Welcome back to our channel. Today's vlog is going to be one that has been on my heart for a little while, and I just feel like for some reason I need to share this. I don't know who it's for. I have no idea. I just really feel like this big heart thump that I've got to share this. So sit back, it's going to be a chatty video. All right. Anyway, yeah, I've even taken notes. One of those videos. Hopefully, I will get through it without getting all weepy-eyed and losing my stature here. We want to keep the focus, right? So one of my goals, which I was going to do a vlog about 2021 goals, since 2020 was a really big type year for many people. It was actually a really good year for our family, except just we've just been kind of cooped up, but for the most part it was a really good year for our family. 2021, I have a mindset to be a more positive mom. So that's what I want to share in this video. I'm going to give you 5 things that I am working toward presenting. I'm not even sure if that's even the right word, but 5 things that I am working really hard to be a more positive mom for our children. So anyway, I'm gonna pull out my notes. It's not a whole lot, so it's not that chatty of a video, but front and back of a little notebook. The main ideas here. Right, so I want to show you some books that have kind of inspired my thinking for this too, for my goals for 2021 and being more a positive mom. I read this book called Triggers. It is by Amber Leah and Wendy Speak. Fabulous book. Such a good book. So when you see the word triggers, obviously something is like telling you be on guard, because there's something about to take place. So it gives off different triggers that your children may do that kind of causes you to maybe get angry or lose your cool or just do completely something off the wall that you're like, why did I do that? Why did I say that? So this book is fabulous. I highly recommend it. I got mine off of Amazon. I've actually almost read it through twice, and I've highlighted it. I have lots of markers in here to just remind myself of some things that really spoke to me. And so I'm going to share a couple things from that book while I talk to you. And then this one's just a simple book, and I actually got this at the thrift store a couple years ago, and it's just The Power of a Positive Mom. So just a little devotion that I try to read through in the morning time. I'm just reading one of the little devotions daily and then kind of going through the journal questions on my own, just not writing anything down, just kind of reading through it. Anyway, those are the 2 things that have kind of inspired me in my thinking of wanting to keep my mindset more positive, and definitely my responses to our family, our children specifically. And yeah, so, I'm going to share a quote from this book called Triggers that just really spoke deep to my heart. You know what I mean? Right, so it says, iron fists chisel stony hearts, but graceful hands shape responsive hearts. I love that quote. I grew up where I probably should have got many a spankings, I'm sure, but I never did. I got one spanking when I was really little. I remember the moment. I deserved it. Honestly, I was disobeying my father, and yeah, so I got a spanking. It wasn't horrible, but I do remember it. But both of my parents, my father has since passed away. He actually died when I was 8, but I have a stepfather that is just, I don't even look at him as a stepfather. He's just a loving parent to me. But both him and my mom, I feel like, really worked hard at giving me freedom to be a kid and make mistakes and learn from my mistakes. There were discipline, but it wasn't like the iron fist, so to speak. I think it was more natural consequences that took place, and I like that. Whereas now, of course, my parents both worked full-time too, and I didn't really see them a lot growing up, and I think that kind of inspired a lot of my wanting to stay home and be with my children, or be with our children rather. So I've really had to think about how discipline takes place in our home, and it all starts with me and how I respond to them. So that's some of the things that I'm going to share here, and keep in mind that these aren't like every person has to do this kind of thing. This is for me, what I'm working on, and I want to share with you with hopes to encourage you. The first thing that I want to share with you is to remember, as a mom, or you may be a grandma, or you just may be a parent. It doesn't have to be like a female gender role thing. It just may just be somebody that is a parenting figure for a younger child. Be their cheerleader. Encourage them. We have so much power with our words, and I'm working on making sure that those words are coming across positive, and hopefully it's building them up versus tearing them down, because our words can definitely do that with, just a snap. I'll give you an example. The other night, I caught myself. I was like, little Romeo came running into the dining room because he was so excited to show me something that he had built out of these little circuits that we have. And I turned around, and in the time of me turning around, he dropped it. And my immediate response was, "What did you do that for?" And I could just see his expression on his face was, oh. He didn't mean to drop it, but I took it as, why did he do that? That thing's expensive. We paid a lot of money for that. And he just threw it on the floor. And yeah, I did go back and apologize to him, and because it hurt him. So I have got to be his cheerleader and not the one that tears him down. I felt so bad about saying it the way I did. So I did have to go back and say, I'm so sorry for my words and how they came out at you. I know you didn't mean to drop that on the floor. So use those encouraging words for your children. So I'm learning with my words to be more encouraging with how I say things and what I say, and make sure they come out more positive. All right, so the second thing is a big one for me, because I am always so quick to respond, but I want to allow them a voice. Give them the opportunity to speak and tell me what it is that may be causing them to get upset or be sad or have a come apart. I have a picture I'll show you here. This is a feelings chart that I just recently bought off of Amazon. I love it, love it. It says it's for all ages, so we all need to be aware of our feelings, not just trying to teach our children these feelings, but all of us need to be aware of our feelings. So the chart that I just showed you a picture of is like, I feel loved, happy, sad, mad, angry. I'm using this feelings chart to help address their emotions, whatever's going on inside. So we give them that voice. And right now with some of my littles, they don't really understand exactly how to express those emotions. So we're teaching them by using this feelings chart. And then usually, once I've noticed in the past couple weeks that we've been using this feelings chart, once the emotions have been addressed and they figure out exactly what's causing them to be angry, and they recognize that they are angry, it's almost like a load has been lifted off of them. It's like, oh, that's why I feel that way. Now, sometimes, granted, just like me and you, we need a cool down. We need a chill. So a lot of times they will go to their bedroom and they'll just take a few minutes to just calm and relax. But it seems like it's getting a little bit better for them once those emotions have been addressed on the chart. So I'm so thankful about that. But I want them to have that opportunity to vocalize, I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm angry. And hopefully that's gonna bring more vocabulary to them and more reasoning to understand why they're feeling the way that they're feeling. I want to say this too, also in recognizing those emotions, it kind of gives me a moment to sit back and listen to them, and instead of responding quickly with what I have done in the past, being a quick judge, I can listen to them and I get to sit back, and while I'm listening, I can take a more gentle approach to what's going on in the situation, because for one, I've calmed down. Two, I'm listening and I'm hearing what's going on in their situation and why they're upset or mad or angry or sad, so on, so to speak. Hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me, and I hope it's making sense to you. And I've noticed that feelings chart has really given us an opportunity to find the solution to our problem. That's really important. Okay, so the third thing that I'm trying to do to be a more positive mom is this kind of leads right into it, be careful with the words that I speak. Again, that goes back to the situation that I spoke of earlier with little Romeo a couple weeks ago. I just really need to be careful with my mouth and take a step back before I respond. Think about my emotions as well. Don't be the grown-up having a fit while they're having a fit. Be the example for them that I need to be. And hopefully they're going to catch on how I'm speaking to them is how we respond to people when we're upset or angry. We don't have to scream and holler or punch or be unkind. We can respond kindly even though we're upset and a situation has kind of got us all tangled up in a frizzy. We're trying to get ourselves calmed down and relaxed. Okay, so, there's a quote that I read that we need to say 10 encouraging things to our children for every one correction, right? I have 6 children. So throughout the day, if I'm correcting them constantly, can you imagine all the positive things that I need to say just to make up for that one correction? So if I just start out at the beginning and be careful with my words, it wouldn't be such a big challenge. And in the process, I'm going to be speaking life into them instead of tearing them down. All right, so I need to move on quickly here. My time is like flying. The fourth thing that I'm working on is offering them second chances, giving them time to process the situation. It kind of goes all the way back to that feelings chart. Give them a moment to just, before I jump and conclude that the worst has happened, because sometimes I jump into it and I don't give them the moment to explain. I just like, nope, or nope, I'm not listening to it. No, I'm trying to give them that moment to say, this is what's going on. Or for Ladybug, I mean, she's 3, so she's really, really young, still trying to process so many different emotions as a 3-year-old. But I'll say something to her like, hey Ladybug, could you go put your laundry away? And she'll go, I don't want to. You know, usually if I would just walk away, come back in a few minutes, the laundry has been put up in her drawer. Now, it's not perfectly stacked all nice and neat, but it's in her drawer, so I take it. So I'm giving them a few extra minutes to try to process the situation instead of going straight to a consequence or assuming the worst. Give them a few minutes to have a second chance and just process. And I will say too, one thing that's worked really well, I started doing this a while back. If somebody does something or says something disrespectfully or does something that I'm like, what did they do that for? I may say, hey, could you try that again? And if it doesn't work that time, my voice might get a little firmer. Hey, I need you to try that again. Usually by the time I get to the second time, they've grasped the concept of, oh, this is important that I do this right. So I'm not trying to make them perfect by any means. That's kind of chasing another rabbit here, but really giving them some time to process the situation and what's going on. All right, and the last one, strictly for me, that I'm working on is to have less grumbling and less complaining. I stay home all the time, and a lot of times I have, and we aren't quarantined here, we are in the pandemic, but I have friends that may go shopping, or they may go have dinner out with their husband even. They may go have dinner out with a friend, or they may go to the spa and have their nails done. I watch a lot of YouTube videos where all these moms are going out and getting all kinds of fancy stuff done. And a lot of times I'll grumble and complain of, oh, I just wish I could go sit at the coffee shop and have a coffee. I'm trying really hard, and I don't always vocalize that because I sure don't want to take for granted this time that I get to be home with my children. But a lot of times I think it in my head, so I'm trying really, really hard not to have any negative, I call stinking thinking, because a lot of times that's going to come out. I get it up here, then it goes to my heart, and then it comes out, and I don't want any of that. I don't want any negative thinking at all, because I know these mothering moments, I mean, I'll always be a mom, but while these precious children are under our roof, I don't want to have any negativity come out and make them feel guilty or cause them to feel as if they are a bother or less than ideal. These children to me are my life, and I want to do my best to mother them, to parent them the best that I can. So yeah, I say all that to say one of the verses that I like to think about a lot of times refers to raising arrows, because these guys are not going to be here forever. They're growing up so fast. I want them as arrows to grow and be wise and be able to hit the target when they step out that door and they're on their own. I want them to know exactly what they're doing, and I want them to just, like I said, have wisdom and be wise, and not just be book smart, but be spiritually smart, but be spiritually wise, and just be able to make really good decisions when they step out that door. And with the time that I have with them, I want to make it count. So I hope that you have been encouraged in some way in this video. I would like to do more of these. I have a ton of ideas from this book here that I love so much, and I would love to share them with you. So yeah, that's it for this video. Please press the like button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to our channel, and we're going to see you guys next time. So thanks for watching.